Welcome back to the presentation on behavioral patterns of social organization. The social organization is related to some behavioral patterns, and these include cooperation, then territoriality, leadership, dominance hierarchies, and parental care. Now, cooperation, it is actually the behavior in which members of a species they cooperate among themselves and form social groups for mutually beneficial activities like hunting, protection of the society or the group, then defending the group, communication, reproduction, parental care, etc. And the highest degree of cooperation is found among social animals with well-defined society pattern. And here you can see that they do exhibit division of labor, leadership, and altruism. The commonest cooperative patterns of behavior include mating, parental care, group formation, and altruism. So here you can see the most common ones are listed here: the mating, parental care, group formation, and altruism. Regarding the mating, cooperation among the members of a group or society for mating and reproduction is a universal phenomenon among sexually reproducing animals. And based on the duration of pair bonding, that is a stable relationship between male and female, and the number of individuals of each sex involved, three basic types of mating systems can be recognized among mammals, and they are monogamy, polygamy, and promiscuity. Monogamy, it is the simplest type of mating system where every adult individual mates only with one member of the opposite sex, either during a breeding season or throughout the life, and is common among birds but rare among mammals. In mammals, monogamy is exhibited in gibbons, jackals, marmosets, etc. Monogamy can be seasonal or perennial. Seasonal monogamy is a temporary or transient mating relationship which lasts for only a single breeding season. By the end of the season, the mating partners part with each other, and in the next breeding season, each of them mates with a new partner. And during the non-breeding part of the year, they lead a completely solitary life. Okay. Perennial monogamy is a lifelong permanent mating relationship, and here an individual mates only with one and the same partner throughout the life. The partners may maintain a pair bonding and some association even during the non-breeding season. So, for example, swans, cranes, gibbons, etc. Monogamy is usually found in those species in which both the parents are required to raise the offspring, and it is hence common among birds and a few termites. Sorry, primates. So, the seasonal monogamy is otherwise referred as annual or serial monogamy, and perennial monogamy is otherwise referred as permanent monogamy. Okay. Now, polygamy, it is the commonest type of mating system in which every adult mates with two or more sexual partners during every breeding season, and it is of two kinds: polyandry and polygamy. Polygamy, it is here a single male mates with more than one female, or prolonged association is found, and essentially exclusive mating relationship between one male and two or more females at a time. That is what is referred as a polygamy, and is the most common sexual strategy among mammals. The males do not stay with females to help rear up or help in rearing the younger ones. Okay. So here you can find a male with several mating female partners. The polygamy, it can be of different types. You can see serial or successive polygamy where one male is bonded with several females during a breeding season, but acquires only one female at a time. For example, the three-spined sticklebacks. Similarly, the dogs follow the same strategy. They would mate with one female after another without having them in a group. Then simultaneous polygamy is another type of polygamy wherein males acquire all their mates at the same time and uh, mate with them after having them in a group. Example, fur seals, langurs, etc. Now, what is polyandry? Polyandry is actually the rarest and unusual mating system, and it involves the reversal of the usual roles of the two sexes. Here, one female bonded with several males or prolonged association, and essentially exclusive mating relationship between one female and two or more males at a time, or mating of one female with more than one male is polyandry. Occurs mainly in birds, and this strategy um, also have variations. For example, uh, polygynous or polyandrous system and serial or successive polyandry or simultaneous polyandry are some of the types of polyandry. Under successive or serial polyandry, the polyandrous females acquire each of their mates in temporal succession, that is one after another. For example, species of shorebirds which form temporary pair bonds and lay complete clutches, that is eggs, for their first mates and then desert the clutches to repeat the cycle with the next mate. Okay, they just leave the clutches and then go for the next mate, and that is what is referred as the successive polyandry. A simultaneous polyandry is where the polyandrous females acquire all the mates at the same time. For example, jacanas, which live on the lotus-covered ponds, where their elongated tails enable them to walk on the floating vegetation. The females defend large territories, which are subdivided into smaller territories, and each of these smaller territories is defended by a male and contain a floating nest. The females visit male territories, mates, and lay eggs, which are incubated totally by the respective males. The female is left free from all the parental duties, and she spends her time in mating, egg-laying, and defending her large territory against other females, and she is larger and dominant over male. So this is about the simultaneous polyandry. Now the next behavioral pattern is promiscuity, and it refers to a form of polyandry or polygamy where animal randomly mates with many members of other sex, and each relationship is temporary and terminates with mating. So here there is no durable mating relationship formed, and members of both sexes mate randomly with several partners. So the two sexes do not form long-term bonds or associations, and the mating may or may not be multiple by promiscuous animals. The examples are bears, wildebeest, chimpanzees, etc. Okay. So that is regarding the mating and the mating types. The next one we have is parental care. Uh, Parental care is actually the care and attention taken by the parents uh, to aid the development of the offspring, um, to protect, nurse, and nurture the younger ones, and to increase their fitness. So the parental care actually helps in increasing the survival efficiency as well as the fitness of the individual in the new survival. The parental care can be found in many groups among amphibians, among fishes, among reptiles, and obviously in mammals the parental care is too prolonged. So it is actually highly evolved in many of the higher groups. Um, yeah. Parental care is a cooperative behavior for the protection of the offspring. Among the members, there is a cooperative cooperation found to protect the offsprings, the younger ones. And in some cases, only one parent is involved, and in some other species, both the parents take active roles. Parental care is prolonged in primates and much elaborate among human beings. We can see that the parental care behavior is a form of altruism in which the parents protect the offspring and increase their fitness by spending their time and energy. The degree of parental care varies considerably from species to species, and it depends on the number of offspring produced in a lifetime, the type of mating system, and the aid given to the offspring by animals other than parents are all actually influencing the parental care. Parental care occurs in about 28% of fish families, and among 61% of these, male takes care of the offspring. In fish, the fertilization is usually external. This means the males and females have the same cause of deserting a clutch of eggs. Parental care in fish includes making a nest, burying eggs, chasing predators, oxygenating the eggs and the younger ones, then the nest, the cleaning the nest, carrying eggs, oral brooding, etc. Um, Yellowhead jawfish actually guards the eggs by holding them in its mouth. Okay. The males are territorial, females mate with males on the male's territory. Fertilization is external, the eggs are deposited on the substrate, and the females live. Now, males then tend to have a closer association to the nest. And site for the nest could be hard substrate, weeds, algae, shells. And fish, we can see that there are different kinds of like parental care, oviparity, viviparity, ovoviviparity, etc. Oviparity is a phenomenon where undeveloped eggs are laid, and 90% of the bony fish have external fertilization, and hence they belong to this category. Like cat sharks, ground sharks, etc. They have no internal fertilization, but they are again oviparous. In fishes, oviparity is most common. The eggs are inexpensive to produce, and as eggs are in water, they do not dry out. So the adult can produce many offsprings, and the survival of individual eggs is very low. So millions of eggs must be produced in order to successfully produce offspring. Uh, the ovoviviparity is yet another type where eggs hatch inside the egg of the female, and there is little internal development without direct maternal nourishment, and babies are born after few days. For example, certain sharks and rays. Very rarely, a larva or less developed baby is born. A mother helps it feeding in feeding. And viviparity, on the other hand, is an internal fertilization leading to internal development. And in this situation, the baby derives direct nourishment from mother, and fully advanced baby is born. And you can see it in higher groups. So there are plenty of examples of various groups. For example, in amphibians, most common form of parental care is in the form of guarding of eggs by one or other parents. Salamanders and Sicilians protect their eggs. The sticky Sicilians, you can see they cluster her eggs, and then she protects them by coiling around them until they hatch. There are certain species which look after the tadpoles. Many species carry eggs on their back. For example, midwife toad. Then there are like Rheobatrachus, which are gastric brooding frogs. The females, they swallow fertilized eggs that they develop in stomach, and they are spit back through the mouth as like younger froglets. So from reptiles, we can see the young of most egg-laying reptiles hatch long after the parents have abandoned their eggs. Like for example, turtles. So turtles' parental care is almost absent, except for that female turtles dig holes to lay the eggs, bury them, and leave. Crocodilians, they appear to be the most social reptiles, and parental care is found in full-fledged. All you can see they build nests, defend an area around the nest. Female guards the nest, and young crocodiles they emerge from like they even make calls from inside the eggshells when hearing hatching. The female, hearing the calls, digs the eggs out, and actually carries all the younger ones in her mouth and take them to water. The female king cobra, they mates and guards the nest ferociously. Parental care is also found in exhibited by iguanas. Okay, so this is regarding the parental care. So we saw a cooperation, mating as well as parental care.